India set a worldwide record nobody wants. The country's topped the number of global daily coronavirus cases.
Why aren't you admitting any people? Why have you got no oxygen beds available?
Oxygen हमारे पास available नहीं है.
Not enough oxygen.
The emergency room of one of Delhi's biggest hospitals. They're constantly having to move out the dead to make way for more, and most of those in this room are dying. The doctors are simply overwhelmed, scrambling for oxygen and reduced to begging for help on social media. The weak and ill have spilled out onto the pavement outside, and there's no dignity in death here. The final few breaths taken by this man came after his brother had begged for oxygen for him for 6 hours. Some turned up barely able to walk, only to turn around immediately after being told they'd be better off trying elsewhere. Whilst this family brought their mother, but saw her die minutes after reaching what they hoped was help. This hospital is useless, she's shouting.
But if this is happening to one of the biggest hospitals in the capital, what on earth is happening outside of the capital?
Inside the crematorium, the bodies just keep on coming. Whilst we were there, bodies were being brought in every few minutes. There's no room left inside, so they've spilled out into the open ground next door. And this ancient Hindu ritual is now both a desperately lonely affair, but also crowded out alongside dozens of other hasty funerals. Those with sick relatives are doing everything they can to keep them alive. The race to find oxygen before coronavirus overwhelms them. Quickly, he's shouting. They know every minute counts. The narrow street outside this Sikh temple in East Delhi is crowded with vehicles, full of sick and dying people. Desperate people gasping for air, for oxygen that the hospitals can't provide. These are like gold dust in this city, with a black market value of 4 times their normal price. And this Sikh temple's providing it, sourcing oxygen themselves.
How do you manage to get oxygen and the government doesn't? Why isn't the government doing that?
I don't know what government is doing. People are dying on streets. Then we can do it. Why can't government not doing?
The EU, UK and America are amongst the countries to offer help, but the people have yet to see it. And the Prime Minister calling top-level meetings to try to solve the crisis. So they're taking it where they can.
So whatever the guy asks, I'll pay for it. So I have no clue how much amount he is going to ask. So when my number is going to come, when my chance is going to come, whatever amount he's asked for, I'll pay.
Some of these people have been lining up for hours, but they are getting access to oxygen. And they're asking if they can get hold of it. How come the government and the hospitals can't?
Allahu Akbar.
Every section of society's been hit. Irfan is burying his brother, but with a death certificate he doesn't believe.
20 members, my family, no COVID, no positive.
And as a COVID victim, that means the precious Muslim rituals are also banned. And their heartache is all the more because of what feels like gross insensitivity and a keen sense that all this could have been avoided.
The country, I am feeling very bad. I have money, I have everything, but I can't save my sister. Because no bed, nothing like that. No gas, no oxygen, no bed. Where we can do, where we can go.
A sports stadium opened only days ago as a COVID facility because of the shortage of beds in the city was turning away patients today.
Full India is a problem.
Yeah. But you've only got 50 people in there, I understand.
Shortage oxygen.
That didn't stop Hina from begging them to admit her father. He's a rickshaw driver and suffering. He's also the only earner in his family, and they've spent 3 months' wages buying an oxygen tank from an illegal market so he can breathe. Rich or poor, Indians are doing whatever they can to keep breathing. all across the city and across the country. Coronavirus is leaving its scars on the land and on its people. And India is now the global centre of this pandemic, just as it's waning in many other countries.